I think of what story to tell. When my teacher taught me Abhidhamma, he didn't even tell one story. So now, the modern time, the audience are very demanding. And as a speaker, I feel that it's not easy. We have to fulfill their wish. Okay, yesterday we have discussed 7 universals and 6 occasionals. 7 universals must arise with all types of consciousness, whether it's wholesome, unwholesome, resultant, or functionals. But 6 occasional is not necessary to arise with all consciousness. It arises only with certain types of consciousness. And these 7 universals and 6 occasionals are called Anya Samana Cetasika, common to others. So when they arrive with wholesome, they become wholesome, and they are common to unwholesome as well. So when they arise with unwholesome, they become unwholesome. So this 13 we call Anya Samana Cetasika, are common to others. Now we come to 14 unwholesome factors. Number 1 is these 14 unwholesome factors can be divided into 2. 4 are unwholesome universals. Another 10 are unwholesome occasionals. So what are the 4 unwholesome universals? If you see universals, it means that it must arise with all unwholesome consciousness. Occasionals, they do not arise with all, but only with certain types. That's why it's called occasionals. Okay, what are the 4 unwholesome universals? Number 1, delusion, moha. Next, shamelessness of wrongdoing, ahirika. Fearless of wrongdoing, anotapa. Restlessness, uddhacca. And the 10 unwholesome occasionals, please read together. Greed, lobha. Conceit, hatred, envy, stinginess, worry, sloth, torpor, and doubt. So what is delusion? Delusion means the characteristic and the salient quality of delusion is blindness. It doesn't mean that your eye is blind. Mentally blind. And the function is to conceal the true nature of an object. What is the true nature of an object? Ultimate truth, yes. Then what else? All objects, Buddha say, all phenomena are impermanent, suffering, dukkha, and non-self. So the function of delusion, because we have the delusion, this delusion conceals the nature of impermanent, dukkha, and non-self. That's why we cannot see. That's why we are mentally blind. Then the manifestation is absence of right understanding. And the proximate cause for delusion is unwise attention. Unwise attention, ayoniso manasikara, means it sees things as permanent, as self, as happiness. It's called unwise attention. Or it sees things as conventional truth, not ultimate truth. It's called unwise attention. And this delusion, not only blindness, not knowing things as they really are. If we say delusion, there are 2 types. Number 1 is not knowing things as they really are. And number 2, knowing wrongly. Just like a person who has catholic, it sees 2 images. Actually, it's only 1, but it sees 2 images. So it's not only not knowing things, but know wrongly. It's also delusion. And delusion is the root of all that is unwholesome. So all unwholesome consciousness have delusion as a root cause. It must accompany it with all unwholesome consciousness. Number 2, shamelessness, ahirika. The characteristic of shamelessness is absence of disgust at bodily and verbally misconduct. Like what happened to Bodhisattva. Even though he is Bodhisattva, but sometimes Bodhisattva also has this shamelessness, this absence of disgust at bodily and verbal misconduct. During one of Bodhisattva's life, he was a hermit who possessed 5 psychic power. So one day he appeared in the garden of Ananda's. At that time, Ananda was a king. So he appeared in the garden. So Ananda was impressed by him and invited him to stay in the palace as his advisor. Then he stayed on. So one day, Ananda happened to go out of the country, and he gave the order to the queen to serve this hermit, Bodhisattva, personally, as a respect. You serve personally means it shows the respect. So one day, when Bodhisattva was out, and the queen waited for him to come back, then this queen fell asleep on the bed. And suddenly, when the Bodhisattva arrived, because of the noise of his robe, then this queen this queen wake up. All of a sudden, the queen's robe fell down. So when the queen's robe fell down, and at that moment Bodhisattva went in and saw her naked body, then Bodhisattva was overcome by lust. So when one was overcome by lust, then one were not shrinking away from evil. So he commit sexual misconduct with this queen. So the proximate cause for this shamelessness is disrespect of oneself. In this case, Bodhisattva, he was a hermit. Hermit was not supposed to commit any sexual misconduct. But when shamelessness arises in a person, then it will not shrink away from the evil. So the manifestation of shamelessness is not shrinking away from evil. And the proximate cause disrespect of oneself. So he did not respect of himself as a hermit, and he committed this sexual misconduct. So even Bodhisattva also did wrong sometimes. And when the king came back, many people reported to him about this case. But this king, because this king previously, his previous life, he was Ananda. Ananda has a lot of faith to the Buddha. So he did not believe. The king Ananda did not believe. He said, I must ask this hermit myself. So he went and asked this hermit. And Bodhisattva at that time, he felt very shameful about his wrong action. But he told himself, he said, this king has a lot of trust in me. If I tell lies, I say no, I did not commit any sexual misconduct with your queen, this king will believe in me, because he has unshakable faith in me. But during the body, as we know, Bodhisattva must fulfill his 10 paramis. One of the paramis is Satya parami. Satya means truthfulness. So, according to commentary, along the round of rebirth, Bodhisattva may commit any wrong deed, like sexual misconduct, but he will never tell lies. So